Obama locks into the first part of the definition. Life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone. That's what he ran his campaign on. We are all in this together. Mitt Romney latched on to the second part of the definition. Life should provide opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. So he ran his campaign on each citizen taking personal responsibility for making his or her life richer and fuller. His premise is that each person has the God-given ability to rise up out of poverty because America stands for unlimited opportunity to climb that ladder of prosperity. If you've got the drive, if you've got the achievement, go for it. So there you have it. A nation divided essentially by different interpretations of the American dream. Curiously, though, regardless if you take a Martin Luther King Jr. approach or a Tea Party approach, it is awfully hard to separate materialism from the American dream. For King, it was the heritage of our nation and God's eternal will that shall one day provide freedom and opportunity for everyone to climb the ladder towards a better life. The Tea Party's approach to the dream is that God blesses people by giving them different abilities, and if you are at the top of the ladder, my God, you have been blessed, and there's no need for you to look back. Dreams of a better life for oneself and one's children drives the American character, regardless if you're listed in Forbes or occupying Wall Street. The lure of a better life dwells in Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. Remember where George and Lenny dream of having their own ranch someday. And the tragic figure Willie Loman in Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman shows that the drive for accumulated wealth can literally kill a person when he is incapable of rising to prosperity through his own talents or abilities or achievements. In America's increasingly widespread poverty, the fear such poverty generates has proven to be paralyzing. But still, this does not exempt a poor person from dreams of immense wealth. The core of the American dream hinges upon upward social mobility achieved through hard work. Okay. The political left maintains that we need to provide more jobs and a level playing field so more citizens can continue to climb the ladder through their own hard work. The nation, or the role of government, is to provide opportunities for people to work hard and achieve their success. The political right maintains that creating a level playing field discriminates against those who have already earned their privilege. Everyone is capable of climbing the ladder regardless on which rung they stand on. They can always move up. Your own initiative is all that matters. So pull yourself up by your bootstraps. In this extreme view of individualism, there is no room for sharing wealth. We are not our brother's keeper. Now, through the many waves of immigrants flocking to our shores, Irish, Italian, German, Jewish, Russian, and more recently the undocumented workers from Central America, America was always viewed as the land of opportunity. Just give me a chance, and I'll prove myself. That was the dream. George Carlin put it best when he said, "It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep in order to believe it." Today, the opportunities in America are shrinking. With a rising inequality and a political system that benefits the rich at the expense of others. The Nobel Prize-winning economist Joseph Stiglitz insists that we're risking the death of the American dream. The U.S. worked hard to create the American dream of opportunity, Stiglitz wrote, but today that dream is a myth. U.S. inequality is at its highest point in nearly a century, and the income gap between rich and poor is growing. He points out that regulations, particularly those governing the financial sector, contribute to the disparities we find in our nation today. As an example, abusive credit card practices transfer money from the bottom to the top. We are paying a high price for our inequality. It's not only morally suspect, but hurts us economically. Western countries with the wealthiest economies, argues Stiglitz, like those in Scandinavia, have the highest degree of equality. Our way out of this quagmire is to fund opportunities for the poor. So, whither the American dream? I repeat from our reading this morning, the viability of the American dream isn't in question. What needs to change is our expectation of what that dream promises and our understanding of what that vague term American dream is really supposed to mean. Since rich and poor, blue and red, progressive and conservative, all subscribe to some version of the dream, the American people cast their vote last Tuesday to make the dream more accessible to a wider number of people. Those folks mesmerized by greed thought the election was simply untenable. Of course, they feel they have so much to lose. Once living the American dream, it's hard to make room for others. They worked hard, or so they believe, and have earned the right to pay a smaller share of the tax burden and create loopholes to add more profits to their portfolios. And bringing jobs back to America may hurt their bottom line, although it would open more opportunities for the working class here at home. The political left wants to invest in education, job training, the right to health care. The American dream needs to be accessible to all. And the political right insists on people making their own breaks. No one is guaranteed entry into the dream, but by the sweat of one's own brow. Our nation's divide can be understood by virtue of how wide the door of opportunity swings open. But the people who live in our nation's inner cities, people of color, people who are highly educated, and a majority of our nation's women, all united last Tuesday to steer the future of the American dream. And that is, the dream must promise fairer opportunities for more people rather than tilting the field in favor of a few. Well, some conservatives are so upset they're now threatening to move to Canada. I can't wait for them to discover the healthcare system up to the north. Some conservatives reacted to the election with threats to secede from the Union for many of the same reasons the South wanted to secede 150 years ago. When you think about it, it's all woven into how we understand human dignity and opportunity. Now, you would think that a nation professing to be guided by Christian principles would rejoice with the decision to allow more people than ever before to find a place at the table. But so many, it seems, must have been absent from Sunday school on the day that lesson was taught about Jesus advocating for the poor, the hungry, and women. Let us take seriously the mesmerizing quality of greed. Folks at the top can't seem to see beyond their own accumulation. We have the power to make many more opportunities available. In fact, that is our moral duty. And as of this moment, that's precisely the direction in which we are headed, thank God. The doorway leading to the American dream has been pried open a little wider. Amen to that.